Hi, I'm Jim from SSL and welcome to all our loyal followers from sonicstate.com. We're here at the Frankfurt Music Messe and we have lots of lovely new products. First and most simple of the releases is we have a 500 series bus compressor. It's exactly the same as the X-Rack version, apart from the fact it's slightly smaller and a different colour. When we launched the mono EQ and dynamics last year, we got inundated with requests to do it, so we did. SSL tries to listen. Oh, is that a question?
Well, almost a question.
Almost a question.
So, do you just stick to exactly the same circuitry every time you do an iteration?
Same circuits, same components, built by the same people, with love, apart from on Friday afternoons when they've had a couple of drinks at lunchtime. Because we're so known for the sound it has, if we start messing with it, and it loses its thing. The joy in this is in the design, and it's the circuit that's proved it for so long. Starts shipping April 24th. It has a list price of £1,329 plus VAT.
What's next?
What's next is the new SSL Sigma. Now, Sigma is a remote-controlled analog mix engine. It has 16 channels, each of which can be either mono or stereo, so it gives you 32 inputs at mix down. And it has two different mix buses, Mix A and Mix B, each of which have their own insert point, and you can inject Mix B into Mix A. It also has direct outs on every channel, so you could use it to automate a console that doesn't have automation. Inside it, it has a full monitor control section, so we have two sets of speakers, a headphone output, a talkback input, a little mini jack on the front to plug in your iPod, and this is controlled from an HTML5 browser. So our master is controlled here, and the two user buttons on the front can either be push or hold. So we can assign 4 different things onto the front panel. We also have a MIDI learn function, so if you have a controller keyboard, you can press a button and map that to something into sensor section straight away.
So it must have an Ethernet port then?
Yes, it does. It runs over Ethernet. It also runs on HTML5, so you could do it on your iPad if you wanted to have that next to you.
So it's a analog mix engine with a web server built in?
Kind of, yeah. Although the kind of web server I normally visit isn't the sort of thing that SSL would put out as a product. What's really clever about this, though, is the fact that it is controlled from my DAW. So any automation I have on the first 16 channels, I'm sending all of my audio out pre-fader, and my faders are controlling the analog fader level inside the box. So what I can do here is I'll pop a little tone up, and I have a tone coming in on channel 16. It's metering the input level, and then I have my mix bus. And as it's on channel 16, I pick up fader 16 inside my DAW, and as I wiggle it up and down, I'm automating the analog fader inside the box. It has exactly the same circuitry and MDAC technology as we have in the AWS 948, and it sounds absolutely brilliant. It's ballsy, it's big, it has all the convenience of working in the box and all the recallability of working in the box, but all the big juicy goodness of analogness.
So what's it, D-sub connectors? Or
it's all D-subs, bog standard Tascam D25s on the back. It has XLR outputs for the main monitors and for the main mix outputs, and then the other breakouts for the inserts and the other bits and pieces are on a D-sub. Shipping end of June, early summer-ish. We hadn't originally planned on bringing it to the show, but when I started testing it 2 weeks ago, it sounded so good, I insisted the engineers got it to a state that I could. And it's going to be £2,800 plus tax.
That's nice.
Thank you. And it's British Racing Green as well.
Oh yeah, I see the green. So are they all VCA controlled levels?
It's MDACs.
Right.
I mean, we haven't used VCAs since the 9K. So an MDAC is a very, very high precision digital converter that controls analog gain elements. And they run exponentially, so we use 2 of them on each fader, so there's no sort of jumps in resolution at the bottom and fine resolution at the top. So we use 2 MDACs cross-faded across to keep the resolution at both high and the low end, and that controls the analog gain element.
Does that mean it can be, it's a much higher resolution, because MIDI is going to be 128 steps, but you can...
Yeah, resolution's not an issue. We actually scale the MDACs deliberately to match the resolution that you get in DAWs. So near the top of the travel, it's quite close, and we take the available number of stages and use it appropriately. It's got a shed load more resolution than on MIDI.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon, Sonic State.